Tesla do a car called the Model S Long Range, and in fact at the moment it's their car with the longest range they have. That's the car I'm sat in right now. But that begs the question, what is the actual range, the real range? That is what we're going to find out today. At the moment, it's got a range on it, around 99% battery, of 350 miles. It says it's got 350 miles. So I'm making a trip down to London. It's supposedly a 300 to 320 mile trip. We should make it there with ease. So with a car with 350 miles, the argument is that you will get no range anxiety and you can do just about any trip. I want to really push that to its limits today and find out if I can do London and back with no charging. Let's go see what the sat-nav says. I've got roughly 356 miles at the moment as it stands, but I'm actually making a short journey now somewhere else. So let's input our postcode and see how far the journey is. Calculating the route. Oh no, I can't do that. I cannot do that. Okay, it just said round trip journey will leave us with 2%. Oh, I can't do that. And I'm just about to go. Oh no. I don't understand how it's worked that out. It says 135 miles. It says, so that should be around 270 miles in total. And we have 356 miles. We'll probably have about 350 starting range. But it suspects that we are going to come back with 2% a round trip. That's scary. Let's just go do this. Let's go find out. I'm gonna use 2% now because I've got to do a little trip just beforehand. When we get to Northampton, that's our point of no return because that's the last supercharger en route. I can't just nip to Grantham on the way back to Nottingham. So really, this is the last point where I can go, okay, I need to call this off. So we'll go all the way to London. It's past London actually, it's near Croydon. And then all the way back, let's go. So as you can see, nearly a full battery. It says we've got 352 miles on the clock, and I've put in the destination and it's saying a round trip will leave us with 1%. That's scary. That's worrying me. What I won't be doing this journey is I won't be pandering to the car too much. I'm not going to be going 50 miles per hour. I'm going to go 70 miles per hour speed limit. I'll put it in eco mode, but I'm going to use aircon as normal, everything else is normal. So starting range, we have 352 miles and we are setting off now to Croydon. Well, we're going to go through London to Croydon. Road trip, let's go. So we are on the M1 now. I've got autopilot on, navigate on autopilot, which I'm filming a separate video for at the moment. So we're doing two videos in one. We just got onto the M1. We've got 338 miles of range and 130 miles of this leg to go so far. So I will update you when it's more relevant. So let's go into power settings and see what we're sort of doing at the moment. So we've got 327 mile on the clock up here and it's projecting 270 over the last 30 miles. Let's have a look at the last 5 miles of motorway driving. So 238 after the motorway driving, so that is not good. Average is 372 watt hours per mile. I'm getting no way near what we need to get to where we want to get to in one charge, unfortunately. 380 watt hours per mile. We'll see. Projected range, if you can see that, 226 miles. Whereas on here, it says 325. So this is real world range right now. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's minus 2% now. So it's saying that we will not make it back to the studio or to Nottingham without charging up. I guess motorway driving just kills off the Model S, I don't know, because in the Model 3, the range I get on the battery is what you'd expect to actually get. I actually get a legit 220 miles. So, we'll see, we'll see. So, range check, we've got now our return trip would return with 0%. Okay, now we have 1% range. 1%, guys, it's building, slowly but surely building. Let's see if we can get up to 10%, I'll risk it. So, I'm about to hit the road again. We've got 279 miles on the range on the heads-up display. I'm not 100% sure how the Model S works like this. So we've got 279 stated range, but a round trip will bring us back with minus 1% as it currently stands. Let's see if that changes. Let's have a look at the averages. So it's given us a 300 mile range recently. We did a lot of downhill here. We'll get an average watt hour of 250 miles per mile. Let's have a look at the last 30 miles. Projected range 272. Average watt hour per mile 279. Is that getting close to what it's supposed to be? I don't actually know. I've not looked it up at what it's supposed to do online. So we have 222 miles left. Now it's saying that we'll arrive with 52% battery life, which should mean we'll be able to make it back with 2%, but we'll find out. We're getting close to London now. We're going through St Albans. We're near Watford. And we'll be going around the outskirts of London. Yeah, it says round trip we'll get back with 20%, but that's because we went for a stop. It's not calculating going back to Nottingham now, it's calculating going back to somewhere else, I can't remember. So we're starting to hit traffic now. I've got 9.5 miles left, so not far at all to where I'm trying to go, but that's 45 minutes of driving left. So now we've just arrived in London, we're in central London, and it's really busy traffic. I have 192 miles of range on the heads-up display. We've got 7.6 miles left of this journey, then we've got to make the return journey as well. It says we're going to arrive with 51% battery now. So in terms of the actual navigation system, it's been very accurate on what range it thought we would have on the navigation system, but the car's range has not been very accurate. Obviously, we've got 192 miles. That'd be more than enough to get us there and back. It's not, I don't think it's going to be enough, unfortunately. We're going to be cutting it very, very fine, like within a couple miles. I'm going to go collect this thing from London, and then we will turn around and make the return journey, and hopefully I'll let you know sort of how far it looks like we're going to make it. Hopefully we'll make it all the way back. Traffic is horrendous. I don't do London very often. One of the main reasons I don't do London very often is because the traffic is horrendous. We've got 186 miles left. We're almost there. Okay guys, we have, if you can see, 178 miles left. We are in the South London. Let's navigate home. It's 113 miles away, 113. We've got 178 miles. Is it going to make it? Stay below, so I've never seen this before. Stay below 70 miles per hour to reach your destination. Now I'm worried. It says we're going to make it back with 5%. I'm happy to give this a go, right? But you have to remember, so this is where we are here. So we're going to make it back with 5%, and it says stay below 70 miles per hour to reach destination. Okay, I can do this. I can do that. You've got to remember, I've got to drive through here. As soon as we get to Northampton, if we get to Northampton and we go past Northampton, or maybe past Stratford upon Avon because there's a supercharge there, but as soon as we've gone past that point, that is a point of no return. because the next charger is in Grantham. So there's no way I'm going to make it to Grantham before I get to Nottingham. So as soon as we get past like Stratford upon Avon, Northampton Way, that is kind of the point of no return. I need to make a decision before then as to whether I am going to carry on going. Stay below 70 miles per hour to reach your destination. That's scary. So we've got 139 miles left to travel. We've got 178 miles on the car. So let's find out if we make it back alive. So currently it's saying we get back with 6%, but I keep getting a warning to say stay below 60 miles per hour. So that's what I'm doing. I'm around 60 now. So we are halfway back. We have 106 miles according to this car, according to the car. We have to travel 77 miles back, and the car has said multiple times you need to stay below 65 miles per hour to make it back. So that's what I'm doing. Although it said 106 miles, we actually haven't got that in range. I'm almost at the point of no return. So we are here in Newport Pagnell. There's a supercharger station somewhere around here, so I could charge up right now and we would be absolutely fine. So just so you know, and I need a wee, so I would have normally I would have done this. I would have gone for a break, so it wouldn't have been no problem actually driving in the Tesla, just to point that out. And then this is the Northampton charger, so that's my point of no return. Once I've gone past there, really I have to make it back to Nottingham. There will be like some of these chargers which I've never used before in a worst case scenario, but I'm really pushing it in terms of how close we're getting. So it's getting a bit sketchy out here. 77 miles left. It says we'll get back with 7%, but that's calculating that we stay below 65 miles per hour, which I'm not very good at. So we'll see. So we're actually going to find out actually how many real world miles this Tesla is capable of doing. Okay, service stop finished. We have 1 hour 24 minutes left, 106 miles apparently, 77 miles actual driving that's needed. Let's see if we can make it. That's it guys, that service station right there, that was the point of no return. We've just gone past it. So I've got about 16 miles left to drive in this journey. There's 42 miles showing on here. It's saying that we're going to get back with 8%. And when you close into the end of your journey, you start to get more confident in the range, because you get a bit more confident in what you're looking at, basically. The numbers you're looking at, you get used to the figures. So as it stands, for about the past 30 to 40 minutes, I've had no range anxiety. About 20 minutes to finish the trip. I know we're going to finish the trip no problem. 8% left. If that changes, I'll do another video. I'll summarize the numbers at the end of this video. Obviously, we didn't get anywhere near the 350 miles. One thing I'm surprised about though is just adjusting my driving style from 70 miles per hour to 60 and 65 miles per hour actually increased the range considerably. And I think if you was always willing to concede the time spent on the road, you would actually be able to get a lot further if you was willing to do that. So it's, you know, it's two things you've got to weigh up when motorway driving, that is. When you're doing that motorway driving, am I willing to spend an extra 20 to 30 minutes on the journey and get an extra 50 miles out of the battery? For me, it's probably something I would do. I probably would have squeezed a bit of juice into it back when we had the stop just before, because there was a supercharger there, so it wouldn't have been too much of a problem. And to be honest, all the way along the M1 there was chargers I could have used. So in a real world situation, traveling around the UK, you would have put 10 to 15 minutes worth of power into the car and you would have been on your way, no problems, no anxiety. So here is the full roundup, guys. Since last charge, so the last charge was this morning, and we traveled 302 miles and we had 25 miles left. So that would have given us a total full capacity range of 327.5 miles. So that's what we would have got, 327.5 miles. So there you go, the Tesla Model S long range. This is the best ranged vehicle that Tesla do, and in real world conditions is capable of over 300 miles, and we're probably looking at around 320 to 330 miles of combination miles. So a lot of stop and start traffic and a lot of motorway driving. So I'm impressed, I'm really impressed. That's about 30 miles off what Tesla state on the battery, and it's about 60 miles, just under 60 miles off the WLTP. So not bad at all. In all honesty, on that trip, if I was driving, we stopped on the way down there, we stopped twice. On the way back, we stopped once. I would have used one of the chargers. I only didn't use the charger so I could make the video and actually find out how far this thing can go in real life. Now, one thing that I was absolutely amazed at and shocked at, the car tried to reroute me to a supercharger because I was using Navigate on autopilot. It tried to reroute me to a supercharger. I cancelled that. And then the car advised me on how fast I wanted to go. So it says you need to stay below 70. Then it said you need to stay below 65, and that was it. And I stayed around 60, 65 miles per hour. It didn't bother me to travel that sort of speeds. On the way down there, we was doing 70 miles per hour on the way down there. We had the aircon on, all those kinds of things. We didn't really think of anything. On the way back, I was a little bit more conservative. If I had traveled around 60 to 65 miles per hour on the way there and back, I genuinely think 350 miles would have been possible, would have been kind of easy. That's something I'm willing to do. I'm willing to travel a little bit slower, make the journey 10 to 20% longer, and arrive there with more range if I had to do it and I didn't have a charger. If there was chargers along the route, no problem whatsoever, I would plug in. But yeah, that's just me. I'm amazed by this vehicle. A full review of this Model S is coming very soon, but I want to film it in nice quality. I want to do a really good quality thing, a really good quality video. So that's going to come soon. But there you go. How far can the best ranged Tesla go? Around, in real world, around 320, 330 miles on a full charge. A lot of motorway driving and a lot of stop and start traffic through London. So there you go. Pretty amazing. What a vehicle. What a vehicle. Anyway, I'm going to get going. I just want to say, anybody who's thinking about buying a Tesla, please use the link in the description. There's a 1,000 free supercharging miles if you use the link in the description, and I get 1,000 free supercharging miles for my Tesla as well. It really helps support the channel. Salute to everyone who's been using that link. You guys are amazing. I think we've had 4 referrals now go through, so I think I've got around 3,000 or 4,000 free supercharging miles, which I will be using. I'll be using to drive down to the Berlin Gigafactory in my Model 3 Standard Range Plus, so that's going to be interesting. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, you've been wonderful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.